But honestly, I tell you what, the pro-Palestinian lobby in this country every day proves it's a movement that actually attracts bullies and worse and makes Jews feel like they're hated. Today we hear about it, actually happened in March. A Jew walks into an Officeworks store in Elsternwick, Melbourne. Very Jewish suburb, if you don't know. Nearly 1 in 5 people there are Jewish, which makes it almost even crazy what I'm about to tell you. Imagine his surprise. He's got a story cut out from the Australian Jewish News that he wants to laminate at Officeworks. A feel-good story about Jews here going to Israel to help out after the Hamas terrorists slaughtered 1,200 people there. But a manager at the store sees this and said, no, I can't do that. Get out or I'll call the police.
Pro-Palestine.
That's okay, you're here to do a job of laminating.
Yeah, we have the right to deny jobs.
Is that an Officeworks position or your personal position?
It is an Officeworks. We have the right to deny jobs.
So Officeworks position is that you're pro-Palestine and you won't take a laminating job?
That's my position, but we have the right to deny jobs.
What's the reason you're denying this job?
Because I'm not comfortable proceeding with it.
Which part are you not?
The entire thing with the article.
Thanks to the Australian Jewish Association for that clip. Now, Officeworks says it hasn't sacked the manager. It's re-educated her. Says she didn't understand its rules against, like sexually explicit content or something. And it's even sent to the Melbourne Holocaust Museum and given the customer a $100 voucher. Joining me is the panel, James McPherson from The Late Debate here on Sky News, and Evelyn Rae, farmer, former police officer, and Sky News regular. James, astonishing reaction from that woman. But you know what's even worse for me is that she can act like that and feel totally justified, totally moral, not knowing how much she sounds like a bigot.
Well, Andrew, thank God she's only managing Officeworks and not a hospital. But of course, the attitudes that she displayed have not arisen overnight. These have not appeared in a vacuum. In the city of Melbourne, we've had weekly marches for months now with people calling for the eradication of Israel, as we have in Sydney and Brisbane and other parts of the country. Our politicians have allowed this to go on with nary a word. And so are we really surprised that when you go to Officeworks, you get the same attitude? And as for Officeworks' response, I mean, a $100 voucher to a Jewish person who's effectively turned away for being Jewish is hardly recompense, and sending the staff member to the Holocaust Museum as if they don't know anything about the Holocaust and it's just a lack of education rather than outright bigotry is just, they're kidding themselves.
Well, I think it's just a misplaced finger-wagging of people just so intolerant of other people's views, as well as ignorance, of course. But Evelyn, all right, she's not been sacked. I find that a bit odd, but, maybe they'll know the staff are better than that. But really, I've got to take issue with James. People are so ill-educated these days, maybe a trip to the Holocaust Museum would be news to her. I don't know.
Look, the idea of re-education camps gives me goosebumps. I don't like the sound of that because it was not long ago that the government was telling me I needed to be re-educated for just having what was common sense. So, but look, I think the problem here is that she's a representative of Officeworks. I keep thinking back to the case, I believe it was in America, where the baker refused to basically bake a cake for a same-sex marriage couple. And, you've got to ask the question, is this comparable to that? And I would say no, because, this is obviously a representation of the company itself. And so an employee should always, I guess, adhere to the standards and conditions and I guess what the company says that it represents. And she obviously failed at that. But I just can't help but be saddened by these sorts of events, just at how divided our country is. We have foreign wars happening and they're playing out here on our own soil. And I just hate seeing how divided our communities are. We saw it all throughout The Voice and now we're seeing it about this. And it actually just really saddens me. And I don't know what the answer is because unfortunately, I can't see a resolution happening when you have people that are so emotionally fueled and irrational about simple facts of what's happening.
I can't help but think there's a tie into social media, likes, reaction, all that kind of thing as well.